Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, Big Boy of the Black Vigilant podcast.
Yes,
Over here to the right of me, my guy,
co-host Mel. How y'all doing?
Featuring this is the very first episode with my guy to the left of me, the big homie of the real big homies.
Yes. Welcome. Yes.
And you know, we just here, man. I'm supporting the brothers, you know what I'm saying, to bring y'all a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these was the guys, you know, that, you know, when I came to work at their building, you know what I'm saying, we just naturally, you know what I'm saying, attracted each other. So now we here.
Real dudes just linked.
That's it. Real people, real things. You feel me? So
Appreciate you being here today, Soul.
All
How
right,
you feeling today?
appreciate
How you feeling today, bro?
I'm great, man. I woke up, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? Take another breath. And I'm great, man.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I wanted to start the show by first asking just a little bit about your past, like your childhood, how you grew up, where you from, you know, what you like, your family, you know, pretty much your background.
All right, well, I'm going to give you a short synopsis. Technically, this is where I'm originally from.
Okay, Crown Heights.
Right here, yeah.
Okay.
I used to live right there on St. John's between Troy and Schenectady.
Okay.
Okay, so we in your hood.
Yes.
Cause we the best style boys.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
This is where I'm from technically.
Okay.
But what happened, we had a fire and we relocated. And when I relocated to Flatbush. This is like early 70s.
Early 70s, okay.
Yes. So, although I always been back and forth, but those who know me from here, man, he ain't from Flatbush, he from Crown Heights.
All right. So
You feel me?
They claiming you here.
Of the facts. You know, all my big homies, you know the Jolly Stompers, that's where this is one of their territories.
Oh, I heard
right
it.
here.
Okay, I heard it.
Pappy
Okay.
Mason,
Okay.
T Mason, you know what I'm saying? Doo-wop, the Cats, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Wilfred, a lot of brothers. This is where they're from right here.
All right.
Right, we should be right around the corner on Sterling Street. You know what I'm saying? Went all the way down to Kingsborough Projects. You know what I'm saying? That was years
That's a
ago.
lot of area, man.
Yeah, a lot of area to cover, yeah.
How was it back then, like as far as the 70s? Was it as rowdy as it is today? Or
No, the 70s was real. Everything was real. Nothing was superficial. You was tough, you was tough.
No front.
If you wasn't, you wasn't. No, because you know why? They were gonna test you. Your own homeboys test you. 210 right there, everybody know when the Hawks tried to take over 210, that was a very known school for people who grew up in this area, or just in general.
Okay.
That's where you got recruited at.
Okay.
You know, but I mean, this was a nice neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up here, and I always been. But when I get in trouble in Flatbush, I'm in Crown Heights. Crown Heights, I'm in Flatbush. And Crown Heights and Flatbush is like Bed-Stuy and Bushwick.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Brownsville and East New York.
Yeah.
So you know our styles is similarly the same.
Right.
Gotcha.
You feel me?
Just a little different.
Yeah, just a little different, man. But it's, you know, Crown Heights produced a lot of dynamic brothers.
Hold on.
And a lot of them, you know, I mean, many of them, some too many to mention, but there was a lot of brothers who were pivotal in my life who basically gave me a standard. Like my big bro Doo-Wop. I asked him, could I say, no, why you? Like my big brother Doo-Wop, you know what I'm saying? Dynamic, serious brother, you know.
Okay.
In the can and in the land, you know? And these was the standards that I have along with a lot of other brothers who not here. Like my brother, you know what I'm saying, Weeze, Big Broach, Big Smitty, you know what I'm saying, Apple. All these dudes is from right in this like 4-block radius, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
And I don't believe if it wasn't for them brothers, I wouldn't be the man I am today.
Oh, all right.
Because they gave me perspective, which I think is missing.
They gave you guidance.
Yes, from y'all generation.
What's definitely missing these days.
Yes, no, it's a good solid standard. Not a standard where it's like,
More like a blueprint on how to do things.
yes,
Yeah.
until you grow into who you become
Right.
as a man.
Yeah, I get it.
Then you separate the do's, the don'ts.
Because see, back in the day, you see what you're saying right now though, with the OGs, your OGs taught you. So right now, the OGs ain't teaching these young boys nothing.
Cause you know why? The OGs and the young boys is
They
the
acting
same
like they-
age.
yeah, they acting
How
like
can
they
your
18
OG be you 18, he's 17, or you 18, you're old? Oh, that's my big homie.
Yeah, it don't make sense. Ain't
So I
adding
think
up.
that's something that has been taken out of context. What is an OG?
That's a good question.
You
Follow
feel
that
me?
up. What exactly is OG to you? What would you consider
OG, right? Because you know those terms are really West Coast terms.
Okay.
You know, those were like gang terms, original gangster. New York, we didn't really use terms like that. But now, as far as homeboy, homie, which, you know what I'm saying, those are terms, big bro. But an OG is someone who's able to distinguish. You have to have experience. Experience is the key.
That's the key.
You have to have experience. Like I used to tell young bro, okay, how old are you? You 25, I'm 50. So that means I was here 25 years before you, and now I'm here 25 years with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in the position to distinguish what's really real and what's not. That's not questioning his consciousness. That's the saying, being on the planet, seeing. Because you can learn more than someone sees. But just being and knowing the standards, you only know one standard.
Right.
So if your daddy wasn't pivotal in your life, or someone, then the only standard you know is the one that you're developing into.
So you think that's part of it, not having a father and just going along with your own type of rules, just developing as you go along, just making things up as you go along because you don't have a standard?
No, that doesn't, what it means that
I mean,
somewhere.
as far as defending the youngins who use
don't
that
have,
term,
well,
right?
my father wasn't pivotal in my life, but there were men in my life,
Okay.
whether
That
in the
example.
street,
Okay.
or you feel me, that gave me a standard.
Okay.
You feel me? Whether I listened at the time, but as time went on, I realized what he gave me
Right.
was, you feel me?
Got you.
Stand up, be a man, you know, speak with your chest, you know, look at me in the eye. You know, there's certain things that a woman could not teach me.
Agreed.
So although I learned it in the street or the penitentiary, I still had a standard as I was developing into a man. But I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the things my big homies taught me, as I begin to grow, I began throwing that shit out the window. Like, unscrewing my head, letting it go. Like, yeah, that was what, no. You know, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of those things, but outside of that, I grew up, let me see, my mother raised me, single mother, you know, I mean, I knew my father,
Okay.
my grandparents,
Okay.
who was from Crown Heights, Bergen, between Brooklyn and New York. They owned that house since 1934. You know, yeah.
Wow.
My people been here for a minute.
That
you know
was
what I'm saying?
something, not to cut you off, big homie, but that was something that I was leading to wanting to ask you. Like, what was the difference between Soul B / BL? 'Cause I know they call you BL too. What's the difference between Soul B, BL, and Stacy Knight, your given name?
Oh, well, it's just crazy. It's really no difference. It's just stages. Because, Stacy was my government given name by my mother, Stacy Knight. And when I got knowledge of self, you know what I'm saying, peace to the nation of gods and earth. When I got knowledge of self, I chose the name Be Original, the Black Man of Law. And as time went on, with this generation and the new generation, they always make shit shorter. So it became B.O.
Got you.
But individuals that know me, so now Soul B, he was just a more contained, like more conservative, like, you feel me?
Got you,
More
yeah.
patient.
Yeah.
That was like what I developed into once I was calmed down by that 23 and 1.
Got you. Yeah.
feel me?
That was the wow you, right?
Yeah, that was it. That was
Right.
And that 23, that cell, that 23 and 1, walking with you, yourself, and I. That's what Camden, he turned into Soul B. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really for Soul Brother. Soul B is really short for Soul Brother.
Okay.
Yeah, old timer. He was like, he used to see how I operated, right? In Attica. Old timer from Rochester. I forgot his name, Mr. Such and Such. But he was like, yo, man, you know something? He said, Young Blood, you remind me of a Soul Brother. So my man was like, oh, Soul B. And it just stuck.
It stuck.
When did you get knowledge of self?
I got knowledge of self in God Bill, which is 1978. A brother by the name of Jameek Marseille used to be on the corner of East 98th and Lennox.
Okay.
Yeah, and every time we walked past, he used to say, you know the black man is going. I kid you, anytime we walked past,
He hit you with it.
he hit me with it.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, he hit me with it, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, I was a Puma boy, you feel me? Right there in the 90s. And every time we walked past that corner, he used to hit me with it. So that was my first introduction. Then, you know, I was still playing with it, running around. Then when I went to prison, right? You know, we in the lessons it says the devil's civilization would self-destruct in 1984. As the lessons say, you know, from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And everybody was getting right, like get your head right. Because when it comes time, you know, there's going to be the destruction of the devil. So I ended up going to prison and getting my head right, you know, learning my lessons, acknowledging 120 degrees, you feel me? Which is 120 lessons on brain, and then formulating an understanding.
How was the God's influence back then?
Oh my God, the gods is like the Bloods is today. The Bloods, the gods, that's how the gods, the gods affected the planet Earth, I ain't gonna lie. And if it wasn't for the teachings of the nation of gods and earth, I wouldn't be the man I am today. Because it gave me the balance, but then it gave me a mental superiority when we started this blood thing. You feel me?
I could see that, yeah.
You feel me? It gave me that, so it put me automatically in a leadership position because of my knowledge of self, my consciousness, my third eye. You know, I knew how to nation build, because that's what the lessons teach you, how to build a nation. You know, so that was very pivotal in my life. So,
okay.
Even today, like, you know, my son, where's my son? He's sleeping probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like my son, you know, name, because it always says, it always starts with the name. Malcolm X said that.
Okay.
He said, okay, you got Joe Blow here, you got Muhammad Abdullah, you got Dikembe Mutombo, but who's John Brown?
Right.
He could be anybody.
Right.
No, you feel me?
Right.
But when you say Dikembe Mutombo, you know that's an African.
Right.
Facts. That's a fact.
Abdul Muhammad, you know he's an Arab man.
They gave you some dignity, they gave you an identity,
You
man.
feel me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wayne Krinsky, you know he's Russian, Polish, but who's John Brown?
Right.
So Malcolm said it start with the name, and I learned that.
Yeah.
So I said this, I told my wife, I said, you know something, my son was born 15 years before I even met you, because I already had in my mind, my next son, I'm gonna name him after the great king of Mali, and his name is Sundiata Keita Omari Knight. We call him Sunday for short.
Powerful,
Deep.
man.
That's deep. That's deep.
It's powerful.
You feel
That's
me?
deep.
Because at first it's crazy. Let me show you how black people are. When I first named him, my wife is like from the South. So they was like, what's his name? San Diego? Where? From the coldest winter ever?
I already can see how that went. Yeah. I'm always the same way.
So I was like, but then, you know me, I'm very diligent when it comes to certain things. So I said, tell them if we look it up. When they looked it up, they was like, Oh, wow.
It meant something.
means Mighty Lion King.
Can't argue with that one, huh?
And you know, Sundiata, you know, he gave birth to Mansi Musa, who is one of the richest men in the world to date. He had more money than Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos,
He was from
Hailem Salute.
which
He's
country?
from Mali.
Mali, yeah. I remember.
Mali means wealth.
Yeah.
Kiswahili means wealth. But yes, he was the founder of the Malian Empire.
Yeah, I remember reading.
Big
that.
So
homie
this was
dropping
just
jewels.
this was just the consciousness of myself. You feel me? So I said it starts with he ain't gonna be a Stacy, and I didn't feel, although eventually he would have the consciousness of self. You feel me? He don't have to have a knowledge of self. He has to have a consciousness of self and kind.
Right.
Because a knowledge of self is solely your own.
Right.
But a consciousness is a more concept universally.
Right.
You feel me? So I want brothers to have a consciousness. Because if you have a consciousness, I think you have a more responsibility
Right, I
than something
agree.
that's solely given to you.
True. Agree.
I agree.
You know, so, you know, that's where it's at. But other than that, you know, I grew up running the streets of Brooklyn, man. Then the
Right.
5 boroughs.
All right. Got another question for you, OG. Now, I mean, what made you feel like you had the right to say you're the big homie of the real big homies?
Number one, I'm older than everybody. Right? If everybody, number one, I'm older, but I watched all my brothers in their own rights because they're big homies. That's why I said the big homies of the big homies. I never took, but when people say that, oh, he's saying he the, no, I'm just saying I watched them grow from boys to men.
Right.
When they came in, B.O. was already established.
Right, correct.
From the land to the can. You feel me? And I sheltered them. And I was a big bro. So if I was a big bro when you was in the street, now that you a big bro, you mean that because you a big bro in an entity, you my little bro now? I'm your little bro? Impossible.
And I feel they do that a lot. Like if you don't stand up and take it or stand on it, it's
But
like,
I can't understand.
Yeah.
It's not mathematically right.
Right.
You my little brother,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I got you by, say, 5 years.
Right.
That's a lot in street.
Right.
Now all of a sudden I become your little brother?
Right. And I feel like they judge it off of what they do, not off of knowledge, wisdom, or any of that, or just being older or what they're taught. They base their experience based on the activity that they put in.
Well,
How do you?
and let me tell you something, right?
Yeah.
And this is real. And I used to tell this to all my little homies, right? Violence is second nature to the black man. Is nothing you believe you have done that I have not done. The only difference was that y'all's was collective. I came up individual. You couldn't hang with me if you wasn't tough.
Got you.
You feel me? You like, that's just how it was. Even the sophist amongst us was tough in his own right. So the sophist dude in my era would be the hardest dude today.
Yeah, copy.
You feel what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because that's just what it built.
Yeah.
It didn't build no in between. No, you 1 minute you I don't know, you got makeup or whatever. I don't like it was black and white.
Is that character though? Does character have a lot to do with it? Because of the upbringing, the family structure is not as strong as it is today. Does you think that has something to do?
I don't believe it was character, because character is something that's individualized.
Yeah, that's in
we
you.
all have
That's
character
in you.
in its own right.
But don't it have to be taught to you?
Condition, no, it's
Okay.
condition. If you was from Brooklyn, you wanted, when your mother bought you them sneakers, school came, and you went to school, motherfuckers up at school, they wanted them sneakers in that sheepskin coat. Two things happened. You either fought,
Oh, you got it took.
no, and still got it took, or didn't fight and got it took. So now it's a continuation.
Got you.
That's what Brooklyn was. Brooklyn just built us Ford tough. And I'm not, but that's just the facts.
Built different.
The
built different.
condition, that's just how it was. And you didn't have to be a criminal. You feel me? You didn't have to be in a criminal element. Brooklyn was just like that. Or you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? You had to fight.
That was just the culture. That's just
Yeah,
what
that
it
was the culture in Brooklyn.
That's just what it was.
What I believe, though, I think this is what happened. My mother raised me, right? My mother was OG. For real, that woman was OG. What? You scared of who? Like, moms can say shit to put that battery in your back.
Nobody else can.
I'm gonna share a story with you. It was this when I was younger. It was this guy named Little Richard. Little Richard was like,
Little Richard.
he was a bully. No, Little Richard.
Little Richard the bully?
Yeah, Little Richard was a bully because all his uncles was all like jail.
Yeah,
and I come from a small family. I'm probably the toughest person in my entire family. Like, everybody else is professionals and whatever. So one day, Little Richard he bullied my brother and he dragged him. When he dragged him and he cut his back. So my little brother came upstairs crying. So my mother said, what happened? He was like, oh, Little Richard. So my mom's looked at me. She said, Stacy, come here. She said, listen, if you don't go downstairs and kick Little Richard's ass,
Damn right.
His
don't
name
come
is Little
look.
Richard.
Right.
So I'm looking at my mom. My mom's like, so I said to her, look, I walked out the door, I closed the door behind me, get ready to go down outside to look for Little Richard.
Yeah.
I said, God, I said, Little Richard, I'm gonna have to kick your ass today. I ain't coming back in his crib. So it's so crazy. I come outside, Little Richard in his building. So I was kind of intimidated by Little Richard, I ain't gonna lie.
Makes sense.
I go to tell Little Richard, yo, why you do that to my brother? But he was so arrogant because he know he had the big family. When he went like this, my head just said, boop, and he dropped.
Rocked him.
And I just,
Went to work.
but that was Mom's. Mom's put the battery in the back.
Mama Love said it.
Yeah.
And this is what because I have this problem with my son today and my wife, and with females today. Females don't want young boys to be young men today. They don't want them to fall. Oh, he fell. Oh.
That's a whole.
So once you
nother
take
issue
that,
right there.
once you take that from the boy, and this is just in all honesty, you take who he's going to become.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
So now he's going to be more into his feminine side, or
Copy,
so
I got
now
you, yeah.
emotionally,
Yeah.
that's why these young brothers is doing so much killing. You feel me? They're doing so much killing because they get so emotional. They didn't think to fight,
know how to
scrap
handle
up.
that, yeah.
Yes, and you take from him.
Not dealing with logic.
And you see these females today, you know, okay, they want him to be the little doll baby, braiding his hair, doing all, and not letting him
Be a man.
That's his nature,
little boy, right.
to fall, get back up.
Have scars and all.
Yes,
Right.
Right.
that's just the nature of men as you go to toughen you up.
Right.
So now what happens, he grows older, now he's he's a pretty boy, but he has a different mentality. And I'm not saying he's not a man or tough, but it takes him into a whole nother aspect.
Got you. Understand.
You feel me?
Yeah, I totally
As he
get it.
gets older.
Yeah, totally get it. And the more it's accepted,
So
the worse
dude
it
may
gets.
be like,
Yeah.
yo, all right, let's scrap up. You know when you was young, he was what? Bah!
Right.
Took it out because
Yep.
he's not built to
Take a hit.
grapple or fight.
Yeah.
So he has an alternative.
Got to run to the dome.
Get in the incident, talking slick, dude go, he's not accepting that. So I think that was a contributory factor to what's going on right now with our young brothers.
Yeah, I can agree with that one. I see
feel
that.
me?
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
I can agree with that definitely.
That's 100%.
So, you know, with my son, like, it's crazy. I'm teaching my son boxing.
So you box too? Or you
Yes,
just-
I box.
Okay.
No, I box.
all right.
I box. You know, this is things we learned growing up, whether in the street, then we got professional in jail. Well, not professional, but we learned how to what we call ring style. When I was growing up, 52,
52 blocks.
that was,
I'm familiar, yeah.
you know, we had some dynamic dudes.
Yeah.
When I got to jail, the big homies converted to ring style. And I always used to say,
Not to cut you off, but for the people that don't know what the 52 blocks is.
okay,
Explain.
now, I had the opportunity to meet one of the great 52 co-founders. His name is Melvin Glass. Anybody know about the Glass man? If you've been in prison or you go,
From Brownsville?
no, he's originally from Marcy Projects.
Okay.
Melvin Glass, that's his name. Nobody broke the glass. But Melvin Glass wasn't the founder of the 52 because the 52 came from a martial art, Taekwondo. And the one who actually created the blocks, he was killed, as I was told, by Glass. His name was China. He was the warlord of the Halsey Street Chaplains.
The Halsey Street Chaplain.
Yeah, that was the Chaplains was a large gang in the late 50s, 60s. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Then the Jolly Stompers, Tomahawks.
I never heard
that.
No, but I'm
Okay.
giving you some shit here. No,
Okay.
this is
Right.
coming from the
Nah, it's
horse's
history.
mouth.
Right.
Okay.
And Glass told me what happened was he was a chaplain. He was a Marcy chaplain. So he said when he came in, the Halsey Street Chaplains and the Marcy Chaplains, because a homeboy was killed somewhere on Fulton Street, his name, but Glass was 3-time Golden Gloves when he came in. So he came in with ring style. So he ended up going to the block. This when C71 in Rikers Island. He told me, say he was able to go to the block. He ended up with China. So what happened was, you know, things came to an understanding, and him and China put him down with the blocks. So what he did, because it was a defensive fight, he added the offense from his ring style to the defense.
Yeah.
That China, because China later on came home, got killed. So this is why everybody is saying Glass is one of the he is the founder, but he's not. He always gave who's supposed to get their flowers. So he told me China is the one who created the blocks, but what he's known for is adding the offense to the defense.
Copy.
And the 52 block, and there's actual 52 from 1 to 52. I've only met one person who knew from 1 to 52, and that was Glass. He's somewhere, hopefully he ain't passed through all this COVID shit going on, but he's someone that I really admired. I mean, he fought all Butch Wise, another Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? These dudes were so dynamic. They was like the 5 deadly venoms.
Right.
But just on with their own styles, their own character, and Glass fought every one of them. That's why he said nobody ever broke the glass. That's like a saying in that, you know, field. Nobody ever broke the glass. But he fought everybody. He fought Comstock. He told me about Comstock. He said 1977 when he got to Comstock, Comstock was from Brooklyn too. This dude was he mastered slipping, meaning you couldn't hit him with nothing straight.
Right.
Any punch you threw at him straight, he slipped. You thought Floyd Mayweather was, he's slipping it. So I'm listening to him, right, because he's drunk, and he said, yo, man, go get me a stick of gangster. That's the OGs called weed. Boom, get him some hooch. So I be like, yo, Glass, so what happened, man? Yo, tell me, you see, right, Comstock came, right, and when I got to Comstock, I wanted to fight him, but I knew I had to develop a style.
So stick a gangster and hooch. We gonna take that. Stick a gangster and hooch. All right, there we go.
That's the name, though.
Stick a gangster and hooch.
So anyway, he said, so him and Comstock, he said he knew, so he said in his cell, because Comstock wanted to fight him too, couldn't nobody mess with Comstock. Long story short, he said he developed a style punching from the side. You know when you get hit with this, like, you know, because he couldn't hit him like this. So in order to hit him, he had to come. Because if he do this, now I'm looking at this like some superhero shit. I'm like, not really. So he was like, nah, I developed the style. And he was in the mix, we was in Sing Sing Yard. He's showing me. And he eventually knocked Comstock out.
With the side of his head.
Drug Comstock. Went down.
No, but these were just dynamic. See, you don't really have, see them type of kids. See how I'm telling you these dynamic stories, because the most toughest dudes I've met, they rep came with their hands.
Yeah.
Right.
When this came into play, see, dudes did that to take their money. But you talking about, I don't know if y'all ever heard of Eric Tweedy from Marcy Projects. He was like the next generation of 52. He used to go from if he leave his sneakers in Tompkins, you can bet when he come back his sneakers is dead.
So he was one of those, huh? Okay.
He can leave his sneakers in East New York.
He wasn't nothing to play with.
No, Eric Tweedy, and he just was a dynamic, like his slip game was like, you know, he'd catch your hand, kiss it, throw it back to you.
Old school.
Catch your punch, look. Catch your punch, push it back in. That's like some karate shit. Shit you see.
For real, man.
It man shit. But no, these were the brothers that, you know, I had the opportunity to either know of or be in their presence.
Okay.
You know, I mean, there's so many dynamic brothers I could say that Brooklyn produced.
Okay.
Now, no, I met brothers from other boroughs, Queens, Bronx, Manhattan, even Staten Island. But you know, there's so many. I mean, I would, to give you so much.
It'll go on all night.
Yes, it does. I mean,
got you.
And that's what's missing. Yes, that's what's missing today. You feel me? That's what's missing today. You know, and the respect. See, because we didn't care when I was growing up whether you was a dope fiend, because dope fiends had game when I was growing up.
Right.
Well, it could have been somebody motherfucker we didn't care about. We still had respect for our elders. Miss Hattie come, we saw, all right, how you doing, Miss Hattie?
Go help her with the shopping cart.
Go help her with the shopping cart, make sure she get in the building. Now these young motherfuckers, man, fuck that bitch. That bitch is a snitch. Huh? Nigga, that's your grandmother's friend. No, fuck that bitch stole on Ike. Ike done did some dumb shit. And I used to always get on these young brothers in the penitentiary because I was like this. Like, Bernie, man, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
I hear us talking about, how do you fix something like that, though?
The same way it got broken. Break the chain. Break the cycle. Start engaging. Stop watching.
Right.
Stop talking.
That was another question I was about to lead to ask you, too, about what you feel about the OGs have to do something out here with the young boys. Talk to them, tell them stop doing all the dumb, wild.
Okay, but this is, let me explain something. Just because a dude is old don't make him no OG, man.
Agree.
Just because a dude got age don't make him no OG.
I agree.
And I'm gonna say this, even inside prison, they became scared of these young brothers. And you ask any, I don't care the wildest young niggas that New York could produce. When you say so, say, oh yeah, no, that's the big bro. Because I used to say, I can be your brother, I can be your homie, I can be your cousin, your uncle, but I will play a father figure.
Right.
So I don't care about none of that. How big, you feel me? Because that's how I was built.
Facts.
I don't care how many people you cut. I don't care about none of that. There's going to be a level of respect.
Right.
And I demands mine.
Right.
I give it, I'm humble, I demand.
Respect is given, facts.
Well, you see, the time we was out there, you remember when I first came over to the building skill, little home team from NA Rock.
Fact.
I was like, what's going on, man? We want to go in the street. We can knuckle up, go get something to drink after. But it's going to be a level of respect here. Where we going to take it? And that's just who I am. It wasn't nothing that I was trying to put fear in anybody. I was just establishing that degree, younger and older. So if I have to repeat it, even at this age, I'm willing to do it. That's why young brothers respect me.
But to counter that right there, that was some idiot landlord that's trying to have real niggas collide
and do some wild, crazy
shit.
I was just, but what I was saying, y'all was the younger brothers, and I'm the older brother.
Right,
You
correct.
feel me? And sometimes younger brothers try to,
Right.
regardless to the fact of what it was, but they sometimes, because older guys fear these young brothers today.
I got you. I see you coming from.
You see what I'm saying?
True.
I was just wondering, because as you see, other individuals that came, they wasn't
Gotcha.
willing to meet that. Now, I didn't want it in a negative sense. I was just saying there has to be a level because y'all my brothers. So I'm coming at you, but if we have to take it to a extent to establish the respect,
Nah, it could
that's
go there.
going to be first and foremost.
Right.
Copy.
You see what I'm saying? From young brother to older brother. You give it, I'm going to give it. It's not that you ain't going to give it and then expect, nah, it's not going to work like that. And that's how I was behind the wall.
Copy. But just imagine all of those who don't understand that and gotta. I feel like at some point the streets came into the household and like the rules was accepted. You know, if you don't. What I mean by that is like you got a lot of parents. They speak the same way as the kids. They listen to the same types of music. You understand? Like you don't have that old school.
The parents
way,
in the
right.
parents in the club partying with the kids
Right.
and everything.
Okay,
now.
let me show you something. But this is the dynamics. You got to look at the cultural dynamics.
Okay.
The grandmother's 45.
Okay.
The daughter's 30. The granddaughter's 15. They chasing the same ding-a-ling.
There you go.
They listen to the same music. They all in the same. See, my grandmother had me by like 40 years. When I was so there was,
Grandma
you feel me?
That's when grandma was grandma.
Your grandma, see, so now grandma
That's in defense-
dynamite.
That's what I'm
She's
saying. That's in
shaking it,
defense of the youngins now. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like they didn't have that grandma who had that
Oh,
experience.
See,
But that's what he's saying.
That's
Grandma
why
now, they chasing
it's in the
same-
household.
chasing
Yes.
the same thing.
So does that give a little leverage to the youngins who act the way that they do because they? You see what I'm saying? Because they didn't have what you had.
No,
or
it
what I
doesn't.
had?
It doesn't give them excuse
Not
because.
excuse, but you understand.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not gonna take anything from the young brothers because, like I said, I demand my respect as I'm your homie and everything. But
Copy.
at some point, there's gonna be some distinguishment.
Agree.
You feel me? Hold up.
Agree.
You 17, I'm 47. You ain't gonna be dictating to me.
Got you.
You
Got you.
at some point we can.
gonna be some type
Yeah,
of-
you are not my equal.
Facts. Copy.
Old fact.
Now you got to make it 30 more years added on to your 17.
Then we could talk.
You feel me? So there's going to be, because that's what happens. You don't establish a distinguishment.
There we go.
So I believe that's the difference from my time and today. The generational gaps is real close. I didn't listen to the music my grandma was. You listen to blues, huh? Like I said, she had me by like damn near 40 years. And even my mother who had me by 19 years, there was always a distinguishment. You feel me? She made sure of that. Like, and I think,
You're the child.
yes, but a lot of the parents today, the generation before, they didn't get it. Like me and my wife was talking about, some women don't know how to properly take care of their situation. Because you know why? They were never taught.
Right.
Sure.
So when it stink, they was never taught. The yeast infect, you feel me? And the same with men. They were never taught a standard. And remember from the foundation, we was talking about
right.
standard, whether in the household or whether out on these streets. That's what the brothers in the 70s gave. They gave us standard. Whether you liked it or not, they was like, no, you gonna take things. Yeah.
Right.
You couldn't beat them, so they was. I don't care if they was nodding or whatever they was doing.
Respect.
Yes, and they made sure of that. And I think that's what's actually missing, being able to engage to develop that respect. Because these young brothers want, because they look up to their big homies who's
Yeah.
probably 2 years older than them.
It's a big lack of sense of community with the black community, man. We don't
And
really.
then
Definitely is.
the knowledge of self, that's missing.
Yeah.
That's missing.
That leads to another question I got for you. So,
All right, brother, come on, bring them.
what do you think about the mental state of our black people right now, today?
Oh, man. Yo, I'm going to tell
Good question,
you,
bro. Good question.
and this is honest, because I was affected. I mean, I'm functionally normal, but I realized this after I got out, you know, that 23 and run really affected me.
I can imagine, man.
It really affected, as normal as I tried to be for functional purposes, I go to therapy.
Yeah.
You feel me? And my wife always say, like,
Need somebody to talk to.
You feel me? Outside, because the people that's close to you is the people that is most affected. Like my mood swings,
Yeah.
the way I respond.
Yeah.
You know, authority. My wife, yo, could you go pick that up? I do. Well, can you get that and get automatic? I'm like, you asking too much shit now. Like, you don't realize I got an issue. No, serious.
Right.
I have an issue with authority. I respect it, but all that
Telling me what to do.
and it just and it's nothing that I think of. It's just how I react. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I said, damn, no, you gotta keep it real. And now it's just like to the fifth power, because all the issues I got from my mother's generation came with me, and the issues that developed in my generation. So the generation after me, they got both those issues. So the generation after them, so you know, this shit is crazy. You don't know if a dude is a girl or boy, woman's man or I mean, these are just things that we have to accept today, but we don't. Naturally, we don't know how to. But in their generation, like I had a little girl, yo, what up? Girl.
Yeah.
I had to, like, you know, the way I'm dapping you and her.
Right.
See, but today, because of the inclusion, they can accept that. That was something that I didn't grow up on, so it got to grow on me.
Correct.
I'm not hating, but
it gotta grow, yeah.
It gotta grow on me, you know, because you ain't a dude.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
That's true.
As hard as you want to be,
You're still a female.
you don't have what I got.
Still a female.
And mine is work. You feel me? Seriously, I'm an alpha male. So you food to me.
That's a fact.
So, another question. What school did you go to? Did you graduate high school? How did that work?
No, I never graduated. I got my GED in Elmira.
Okay.
See, because when I was young, I was all through DFY, Goshen, Camp Praise, Camp McCormick, Spofford. So anytime I went in,
got you.
When I went in, I got school and I came out, they just put me 9th grade. I went back in, came back 10th grade. So it was just so crazy. 1985, we in Elmira, Mr. Jones in the barbershop. So we got all the guards, all dynamic, a lot of different characters. Like if I was to reenact the movie of all the dynamic brothers, I'm talking about in my time.
Yeah.
The shy lies, the pretty, you know, like. So we all told me, said, hold up. I said, hold up, nigga, all us talking about the sun, moon, and stars, and don't near one of us got our GD. We done, yo, what makes the earth rain? What, you know me?
Sounded, I got you. Yeah, I remember.
You feel me? But none of us got our height. Because the father said, make sure you master the devil's education. So we all said, all right, we challenge each other. The pre-test, which is technically the hardest test, got to get 230 to pass. Then all of us passed it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got my shit 1986.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I went to a little college in prison till they took it away. You know, so my education is more autodidactic.
Okay.
Which means self-taught.
Got you.
Like Malcolm, I self-taught myself. Everything I know from reading. Things I don't know, I learn.
Okay.
Okay. Y'all heard the big homie. All right, I got another question for you. What are some things that you are trying to do to uplift the community and tell these young boys that it's more to us than dying and going to jail?
Well, I believe since I've been home, you know, my interviews, you know, and just what I'm doing with the black family, non-traditional. You see my show, Hustle and Love, for all of those on YouTube. You know, me and my wife, we show the dynamics of, you know, non-traditional relationships.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because traditional relationships, okay, you court, you get married, then you're in this fairy tale, no cheating, none of the things that human beings are engaged in. You feel me? These are things that happens. These are things that challenge the relationship. Because, you know, by design, it's not by design that black relationships stay together. Me and my wife been together 10 years. And trust me, that woman is strong. She don't take my shit. She been through, I put her through some shit. And there's an age gap between me and her, 17, 18 years.
Okay.
We got a beautiful son, 2 beautiful sons, you know what I'm saying? But that's what Hustle and Love is about. You know, showing you like, this is the black family.
Black love.
Okay, yeah, I'm not just the OG, I'm also a father.
Family man.
I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an author. I'm not just telling you this is things that's documented.
Yeah.
I have businesses.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
hook, crook, pocketbook. I'm just showing you how to stay free,
A lot of game out, yeah.
stay fly. You feel me? Every day is my birthday. You see
Yeah.
me, so I'm showing you.
Yeah.
If I keep talking, I gotta keep talking. I talked to you in jail. For those of y'all who knew me.
Yeah.
Now I reintroduce myself so you see what I'm doing.
Right.
You feel me? So if that's not enough for you, brother, I don't know what is.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm involved in the community, turkey drive, clothes drive, shelters, speaking engagements. I mean, my portfolio is like, since I've been home. So I'm in the doing.
Long list.
Yes.
Long list. All right there. So, I mean, appreciate you for coming to the show.
All right. Oh, well, let me just tell you what I have currently going on, you know. Be attuned to Envy World. My wife, she's blowing up. Shout out to author Isha J. You know what I'm saying? I have my second book coming out. It's gonna blow your mind because people are gonna say, what the hell? It's called Gifted Pride. You know what I'm saying? It's coming to you soon. You know what I mean? From Black Mogul Inc. That's my business. And on that note, I just want to say I love y'all, love these brothers, man. And I'm here, man. You need me? I'm here, bro.
Stay tuned to the Black Vigilant. We come in with another episode soon, so just subscribe, hit that like button,
Hit that
notification button so you can get the notification.
Appreciate you coming out, so appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Appreciate the OG for coming out.
Appreciate you, bro.
My God.
Good job.
So.